everyone? Welcome back to Pouring Takes. I'm Charlie Van.
And I am Rayya. Charlie, what a weekend of football. But before we get into any of that, make sure y'all visit our website, pouringtakes.com. You'll get linked up to all of our social media, including our Discord server. Tell me what I should be drinking because, like I said, with the Cowboys out, all I want to do is be drunk.
That is very fair. That is very fair.
It is. So, as y'all can see, we have a friend with us.
Really good friend. This is Mr. Jason Waltner, and if you want to know, we're going to get here in a little bit about some cap, but also, Jason, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm originally from the Northeast, moved to Dallas 2017. My big thing is I'm a geek when it comes to the cap. I was an 18-year-old kid sitting in my college dorm one day, and being a Cowboys fan, all the free agents are tied to them, so I actually wanted to learn who we could actually sign. So that's when I started my journey into the salary cap. So it's been about 22 years now.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's basically where I get all my stuff from.
And you're a fellow, you've been in the podcast space too, deep in the fantasy as well. That's how we met.
Yes.
And
I did some work with Dynasty Football Factory for a little bit. Had a podcast right here, Capology 101. Put that on hiatus for a little bit. Some family stuff going on. But, yeah, so good times, Fantasy football is where it's at.
Yes, we all play fantasy football. We're actually all in a league together.
I know.
Hilarious.
I made the playoffs and lost.
Same
we
here.
also were all eliminated
Same here.
early.
How brutal was it when it just says bye? Like goodbye when you get eliminated? I thought I don't have a bye week.
You do in the consolation bracket. Come on, Charlie, get it together.
All right. Well,
all
don't
right.
rub it in.
So we're at Harwood Tavern today. As you guys know, we're on our little bar tour. It's located right inside downtown Dallas, next to the Statler. Charlie and I come here literally all the time.
Oh, yeah.
So we're regulars here, and they've been super sweet to us. We've got all these different cocktails that we're going to try tonight, as well as a green tea shot to lead things off, because what better way to get into the mess that is the NFL playoffs than a green tea shot? So, guys, cheers.
Cheers.
Welcome to the show, Jason.
Salute. Thank you so much.
And this is our
and then to you too, Tanner. Thank you for everything.
everyone out there
producer
as well.
Tanner, thank you, making us look pretty, sound good. Oh yeah, some Jameson in the blood right there. But that's our typical shot whenever we're watching the Cowboys either make us feel good or make us feel bad.
Speaking of things that make you feel good, Charlie, what cocktail did you pick?
Ooh, so yes, this is a Kentucky mule. Now, I don't always do a lot of Moscow mules. Vodka, have nothing against vodka, but I love my whiskey. So thank you, Kentucky, for creating this concoction.
Does it taste like a Moscow mule, or I'm not a mule person either.
It's a little more like it's almost like not far from kind of a sour too. It's got a little more of that sourness to it. So I like it. My eyes are going though. Just tweaking here.
You do what you gotta do. What about you, Jason? What did we get over here?
I believe this is a whiskey sour.
It's
Correct me
a
if I'm wrong
whiskey
on that.
sour.
Yeah, so, I'm just as Charlie here. I'm all about the whiskey. Prefer the brown over the white, but that's all right. Of course, also many things in life, but that's okay. Let's go.
I appreciate that comment very much, by the way.
And it's cold here in Dallas, so we got to warm our body up, especially me.
Souls.
I like my whiskey like I like my women.
There you go. And Rayya.
Rayya's
last
blushing.
but not least.
I've got a whiskey sunset.
Tennessee Sunset.
Tennessee Sunset. Sorry,
Yeah.
Tennessee Sunset. I'm going to show y'all. This is a layered cocktail, which is my favorite, and I'm terrified I'm going to spill it. But it's got Pinot Noir on the top, which is my favorite wine. So if y'all see me go off the rails today, you know why.
Not just because you're a sports fan and a Cowboys fan.
Or not because the Cowboys are out.
Yeah.
Ooh,
that was us
good.
last week. That's why we did oil slicks.
Oh my goodness! And then you'll also notice that all of us are drinking beers on the side with our whiskey.
This is our chaser.
That's how we roll over here at Pouring Takes. All right, let's just jump into it, Charlie. We got our NFC and AFC matchups set. What from this weekend was your biggest takeaway?
The Lions, man, they are gritty. Not that that's something necessarily new, but, I mean, I'll be honest, this was a pick-em for me.
We got into a full-fledged fight about the Bucks and the Lions last
We did.
week.
She wanted to head kick me, but that's nothing normal.
Oh, my gosh.
It's not the first time.
Rayya choosing violence.
All day, every day, bud.
She's
Rayya
fiery.
choosing violence.
No, yeah, I mean, this was a pick 'em. I was kind of torn. As much as I've been on this, we've all been on this Lions journey, you know, I think partially just being Cowboys fans, but I've also was kind of a last-minute believer in what the Bucs, I know they don't have all the much, but just what they were clicking, and, man, it was a fight. So, like, I don't know if I was expecting a necessarily certain result, but that was fun.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like, I was just really happy for Baker Mayfield. For his journey and what he's been through, and to finally kind of find a home in the most unexpected way. Just, I felt like they had a chance. I knew the Lions were the favorite. I knew the Lions had the better roster, whatever you want to call it. But that Bucs team had heart, and I enjoyed watching them. What about you, Jason?
No, they sure did. I kind of thought the Bucs defense would be able to contain the Lions run game a little bit, but the Lions, I mean, they're just a gritty team. You know, they take on the identity of their coach. Everyone knows that. But a fun fact for everyone now, since the Lions have now gone to the NFC Championship game, would you guys want to guess what NFC team it has the longest championship drought now?
It is Washington and Dallas.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She did her homework.
Yeah.
Well, that also, they put that on everything yesterday. I'm like, all right, thank you. This is why we're drinking.
Salt in the wound.
Yeah, but I'll be honest, I really didn't think the Bucs would put up that much of a fight. But, you know, they did. It was a great game, and it really just came down to that last interception at the end. So, one-possession game, I mean, what else more can you ask for?
I'll say one quick surprise, because we were talking about it, and we were watching this together, how I got hurt. The Packers, huge fight over the Niners. Sorry to bartender Jeremy, although the Niners did win that.
Thank you for all the cocktails,
I mean,
Jeremy.
that actually kind of made me feel a little bit better after that whooping that they put on us, because that just shows you how high the ceiling is for the Packers, but the inexperience in the end, I think, cost them. So,
No, they definitely have a bright future ahead of them. Definitely have a bright future.
Yeah, and it's been a while. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to
that's
cut you
okay.
off. Go.
Are they also the youngest team in the NFL right now? Or one of?
I
believe
they
they're
got to be one of.
They're one of the youngest teams in the NFL, too. So that
We actually got into this last week.
Yeah.
There was a debate on, like, age youngest is the average or NFL experience average is the youngest. I believe it's the other one. It's the experience.
It was the experience.
Yes, the level of experience is that they're the youngest.
Yeah, so, well, I mean, hey, that's even better for them. I mean, sucks for Mike McCarthy, but great for them.
Well, because, like, Aaron,
Don't get me started about this revenge game.
I mean, I think on that roster, I think Aaron Jones might have the longest tenured, I believe.
Yeah, Joel said that Aaron Jones at multiple situations was the oldest guy on the field for the Packers, and he's still younger than all of us.
Yes.
You know, that happens in life. I mean, I think both of those, as far as from, you know, NFC, both of those were exciting. I mean, what did you guys take away, though, with the Niners? Should this be scared for them going in, or like
two things?
What do you
I'm gonna call it ring rust, as we say in MMA. You know, they had 3 weeks off essentially going into the playoff game, and so it was a little bit of them getting their shit together. But the other key thing is Deebo Samuel is a 50-50 for the game this Sunday. To me, if Deebo doesn't play, they ain't winning. Brock Purdy is just Brock Purdy. There's nothing special about him. He's a game manager, and everybody else is spectacular. You're making a face, and I know you're ready to fight me on that.
Well, this
I'm
is
not-
the
I'm
ultimate
not-
debate.
I'm not.
Who's the
No,
game
I-
manager and who's the guy?
Sometimes that's all you need is a game manager
Is
to
that
win
what a
games.
QB's supposed to be?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But when one of your star players is out and you're not sure who can pick it up, like, is Brandon Ayuk going to pick up Deebo Samuel's slack? Probably not. But
Yeah, no, you're right. No, I heard an interesting stat the other day. Actually, during the game, they said I think it was when Deebo's in, the 49ers offense averaged about 7.8 yards per play, but when he's not, it's 6.5. I mean, 6.5 is still pretty impressive,
it's
though.
still pretty good. But you're talking about a very gritty Lions team that's defense showed up last week when it mattered most. So it's going to be really interesting to see.
Well, and we saw this story for 3 weeks, end of October, with the Niners when Deebo went out, and how much that just meant. I think just mentally too. Sometimes you just have that X factor guy. You have others supporting, but when you lose that number one guy, and I still feel like at times, even on just going to the Cowboys a little bit on defense, losing a Trevor, it does change that atmosphere.
Absolutely.
Even though a lot of people look at the Niners and look at Christian McCaffrey as, well, he's that guy. Yeah, but you can only run him so much. You got to need that Deebo. So Yeah, no, it's going to be quite interesting. I don't know any current update on Debo. On like
The sale said 50-50 as this morning,
Yep. Yeah.
so we'll see. What about on the AFC side?
Oh man,
what
that was
did y'all see?
a fun week, especially with the Ravens and Texans. Another team that has a bright ceiling ahead in the Texans. I mean,
Yeah, absolutely love
Wrong
what the
Texas
Texans
team.
are doing.
I know, wrong.
It is the wrong Texas team, but you can't be mad at a
Not at
rookie head coach quarterback pairing that made a lot of noise. D'Amico Ryans absolutely should be up there for Coach of the Year.
Yeah.
But I will also say the same thing about the Ravens that I said about the 49ers is a little bit of ring rust. It was 10-10 going into halftime, and then Lamar Jackson allegedly was in the locker room and just riled everybody's asses up and was like, the fuck y'all doing?
WTF.
Yeah.
WTF.
So it was good for them because they really pulled that game away and ran with it, whereas San Fran and Green Bay were very close. So I feel like the Ravens versus, how the 49ers looked on, during their game, I think the Ravens have a better mental state.
Yeah.
And
Go ahead.
Just go.
No, I say especially without Mark Andrews in that mix for so long.
And he might be in on
you go.
Sunday.
Yeah, maybe. But I mean, with Likely though, he's become a pretty big target for
He's likely
Lamar.
a big target.
He's likely a big target.
she's
right?
taking
Look
the
at that,
punts.
Look at that.
You know,
Doing it
taking
before you do.
I know. We talked about the Packers, so she's getting cheesy. So here we go. I agree. I mean, that was such a fun matchup just because, the Texans, they had that much grit too, and you could just see that. And I would say on the other coin, man, Chiefs-Bills, we have our boogeyman, as Cowboys fans, Aaron Rodgers. Luckily, we don't have to really play him much anymore, at least for now. But it seems like, man, Mahomes, no matter what, a team that's just been disastrous when it looks in that receiving core, they just make it happen. That's why I picked them last week to upset the Bills. So,
I mean, can we talk about the real story of the game though?
Taylor Swift.
Jason.
Oh,
Kelce?
Jason. I love
Jason
Jason.
Kelce was
Can we talk
legendary.
about that?
He's everybody's spirit animal, right? He's the ultimate teddy
Y'all
bear.
see him tailgate with Bill's Mafia?
Yeah, he was walking around with Timbs and sweats on. That's awesome. And I'm from the Northeast, so that is just right up my wheelhouse, rocking Timbs and sweatpants.
I can tell you I would not be able to rock what he did, but I would freeze to death. But if he were to get an act and he could play Burt Kreischer.
Dude, he's the ultimate party guy. How could you not?
Did you see his wife in the back? She's like, I claim him.
Hey, you know what? If my husband is willing to put it all out there and have a great time, I got his back. It's totally fine.
There you go.
You need a designated driver, baby. I got you.
Uh-oh, she got you.
Do
She got you.
you think this is it for him, though? Do you think?
I hope
do
not,
you-
to be
No.
honest. He's a great player. I mean,
No.
even though he's on the Eagles and I can't stay in the Eagles, listen, I'm from
Yeah.
the Northeast. I can't.
Why would you walk away
And the Eagles.
at the peak of your fame at this point? Even though, technically it wasn't you. It was auxiliary things. But, he's literally living his best life. He got voted to the sexiest man alive list.
He did. He deserves it.
Don't walk away yet, bud. We still need you.
He is, like I said, he is the life of the party. And the ultimate big brother, if you ever listen to him talk, when they said who's the most talented, how he sticks up for, just gets that big brother love to Travis. Ultimate big brother. Real quick, being from New York, I just have to ask you, how did that, becoming a Cowboys fan? We were talking
it's actually
that
a story.
about.
It's actually a good story.
Earlier.
It's
Yeah.
a very good story. So my grandfather, God rest his soul, he's extremely religious, very, very religious. So he saw the Roger Staubach interview when they asked him about Joe Namath and everything, and Roger said, "I like having sex just as much as Joe, but I only do it with one woman." And my grandfather's like, "That's my guy."
That's a fair
And that's how we became Cowboys fans in my
There you
family.
go.
So it was my mom's side of the family that got me.
Yeah.
I mean, he even wanted Tim Tebow as our quarterback. I'm like, Grandpa, look, is he the guy that I would probably want if I ever had a daughter to marry? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But would I want him the quarterback of my team? Absolutely not. So, yeah. So,
Wait a sec. So then how did you end up in Dallas then? That's my fault.
Work.
Oh,
yeah.
just work. So it just
That makes
happened to work
sense.
out magically.
It just yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
And
Well-
I live a mile from the Star now. It's great.
There
So,
you go.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I mean, that's good.
love
I always
that.
wonder when I hear, especially when there's our rivals in the state, because you're not the first.
Oh, my dad's
New
a Giants
Yorker.
fan too. He was
wow.
pissed.
Ooh, house
he was
divided.
oh my god, he
House
was
divided.
extremely upset.
Yes.
But he got my brother, so we're good. And I gave him the Yankees at least. I mean, I'm not a big baseball guy, but I at least gave him the Yankees to make him feel better about that.
But you're also
So-
a Magic fan. and
yeah,
a Blackhawks
Orlando.
fan.
Yeah, so when the Magic became a team, their inaugural season, I was like, if I pick this team, no one can say I'm bad weather.
Yeah, that's fair.
They're a brand new team, and it so happens like 2 years later they got Shaq and Penny and all that. But I couldn't help that. That's
Okay,
my
but
fault.
today you have our favorite coach, Jamal Mosley,
Yeah.
who is a jiu-jitsu. Is he a purple or brown belt?
He might be I have to
I think
double
he's,
check. I don't want him
recently
to come up
promoted to
to,
purple belt.
find me. And
So that's one
triangle
thing,
me.
and then I like Paulo Banchero a lot.
I love
Big
Paulo.
fan. Big
and
fan.
Wagner, awesome.
Okay, but before we completely get off the rails, we
Okay.
still got to break down these AFC teams.
yes, we
Sure,
did.
let's go.
Okay, so we talked a little bit about the Ravens. What about the other game, the Bills and the Chiefs, which is literally playing right over there right
We got
now?
the replay behind us, but you can see it everywhere. I mean, like I said, this Chiefs team, this is probably one of their more uglier seasons when you think about the incompletions
Absolutely.
and but
No home games.
Yeah,
No home.
no
First
home
time
games.
ever.
But when you have that quarterback, when you have that coach, when you have that tight end, when he is on,
When you have that rookie wide receiver out of SMU.
exactly, Rashid, and he left a little banged out. I don't know if I've seen any report on him. He's a little
I didn't see anything today, but we'll see.
and they elevated that running game again, and so you just can't. There's one team, they're like the Pats, you can't count them out.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Postseason.
what about just that it factor of we could just turn it on and we can go. We're proven champions. We've been here before. Who cares? We're playing here or there. We know what it takes to win a football game, and they just get it done.
Well, and the Super Bowl isn't at home, so and Mahomes has now, since he started in 2018, 6 AFC Championship appearances. And 2 Super Bowl wins. I mean, if there's one guy, I know we lost, Brady retired last year, and it's still early in that conversation, but what he's done statistically and that, he's got to be up there right now.
Absolutely. I mean, there's no denying it. And if you deny it, you're a hater. Hater. So, yeah, it's Mahomes, man.
What was your takeaway, though, from it? Was there any surprises, curveballs that you
No,
saw?
I mean, the game was a good. I'm pretty sure everyone expected it to be a good game. Lots of points, good times. But I mean, at the end of the day, I did still expect Mahomes and Reed to figure it out. Because that's what they do. They just figure it out. So something we can't do, but that's all right.
Okay, I'm going to ask the douchebag question. Tyler Bass makes that kick. What happens? Because it came down to kicking. It really did.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. There was a minute left after that. About
Mahomes
a minute
magic.
4. It was like a minute 4. So
So
And
you're
he's
telling
pretty
me,
accurate, too.
yeah, Tyler Bass has had a really decent season as the Bills kicker. So you're telling me this game doesn't go in overtime? You think Mahomes still does Mahomes magic after they make?
I
the
think it
field
probably
goal?
would have went overtime because I think the Bills would have learned from the last time.
Y'all,
Don't play soft like that.
I'm not even gonna lie. I was thirsty as fuck for overtime.
You
I
know
wanted
what?
it so
That's
badly.
how I know the NFL is not scripted, because that would have been the perfect script.
Yeah, I'll give you that. I wanted
Especially now with the new overtime rules after a couple of years ago.
it. The overtime rules put in place because of the Chiefs
Yeah.
and the Bills.
I love the Josh Allen memes about it. I mean, I feel for TJ Bass, and this is probably why. Why with your new stadium are you going to go open stadium again?
Okay, no, that's a whole different
No,
debate.
I know. There's a yip. It
No,
was
but
it.
my take on that
Yeah.
is it's football weather.
Yeah.
Football should be played outside. And I know we live in Texas, and I know it gets hot as fuck and whatever, but I love football in the snow. Maybe because I don't get to do it, I don't get to live it, but when it's on TV, I don't care who's playing. I'm watching.
Well, here's what I'll say. Let me ask both of you, because there's been a lot of heat in the last 24 hours on Allen. What do you think as far as what's now for him and how he should be held? Because that's the thing. It's we talk about game managers, we talk about that. The one moment, again, you can't get over this one team. You can't get over this one hump. He's been compared to Phillip Rivers. Do you feel like that's a fair comparison?
Not just that. You think about the whole season, the scrutiny him and Sean McDermott have been under. Are we talking about blowing up this team that's been kind of successful despite no Super Bowl appearances?
I don't think you look. I get. I hate.
You are so stressed. I need you to
It's
take a
not that.
breath.
It is so annoying when they put record. I understand it, but I hate the fact that they put a record on a quarterback because he doesn't play defense and he doesn't play special teams. So, for example, go back to the Cowboys game. Dak could have put up 100 points that game. Our defense wasn't stopping a nosebleed, so it wouldn't have mattered. So, at that point too.
Are you bringing up Tony Romo without bringing up Tony Romo? Because my feelings are starting to hurt.
How about the
That
one?
sounds like a projection right there. I don't know. I'm just saying. I wasn't. But I love you, love Tony. But I'm just saying, I just don't Was it Josh Allen's fault that he missed the kick?
Here's the thing.
You know what
I'm not.
I mean?
I'm not going to put it on DeMar. I'm not going to put it on Josh Allen. I think the one thing, though, that it's kind of been looked at but kind of not as a big deal as Allen's play is what were you doing with that DeMar Hamlin play? And I love DeMar Hamlin. We'd love to see the comeback. But what was that last-minute decision? That's coaching right there.
Yeah, no,
so
I agree with you. That's not Josh Allen's fault.
Yeah, I feel like in this game he actually did show up as – I mean, he's fought as hard as he could. And sometimes I'm hard on Allen because I know how good he can be in their situations, even with the turnovers. But in that one, I mean, I think he told the line as much as he could.
So you ready for this? I heard a stat today on the Pat McAfee show that I think – so against the Chiefs, because they've played him 3 times already, I think it's like he averages like 306 yards passing. He has 22 touchdowns and 1 interception. Like, what else more can that man do?
Diggs had a drop, too, a couple there.
He had that at the ends. Yeah, that one that went over
I feel
top.
like we could go into this all day, especially when it comes to Stephon Diggs.
Yeah.
Hey, come to Dallas, handsome.
He does want to be with his brother, but the cap, which we'll get here in a second.
Yeah.
But let's get to the real thing.
Yeah.
The whole reason why we're here. So we got our Final Four, the big championship weekend.
Yeah.
How do y'all see this shaking out? So my initial playoff Super Bowl prediction, and I was doing this to be annoying, was Bills and Cowboys. Obviously, I'm out of the picture. Jeremy, go get me another shot.
That was yours last year too. That was her. It's not in the script again. Maybe next year.
Maybe next year. But, now you got your Final Four. Are we really going to see this go chalk and we're going to see 49ers Ravens, or do you guys see it going differently?
I mean, I'm not going to lie. I would love to see Detroit in the Super Bowl. Because, one, not only for the team themselves in the city, but I would love to see, like, Eminem come out with, like, Kid Rock and stuff like that. Like, how awesome would that be? Like,
okay,
for them
now
to come
I know
in.
you watch the Pat McAfee show every day like I do.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, how awesome would that be? Like, and all the other people, like, let's bring out Boyz II Men. Let's get some
I would
Motown
love
going.
Eminem.
You know what I mean? Like,
oh my God, Usher featuring Boyz II Men at the Super Bowl
Oh,
halftime show.
that'd be so awesome.
Featuring Kid Rock and Eminem.
No. I want to keep it. I want to keep it R&B.
Yeah.
I want to keep it slow. I want to roll my hips a little bit. I want to like feel the music. And I don't get me wrong.
Happy for Usher,
I love Eminem and Kid Rock, but when you got Usher and Boyz, shit.
That would be awesome, right?
It's baby making music.
So, our shot take coming up this week is going to be our prediction.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I really think Kansas City is going to find a way against Baltimore. So I'm going to go Kansas City 49ers.
She's going to hate me.
Good. Let me hate you.
Because that was actually my pick, and I'm 100%. That is my pick, and I think it's going to be the least watched. I know he wants this debate, but this was actually my pick, so I should have gone first. Because I think this is going to be one of the least watched Super Bowls.
Charlie, stop hacking my iPad.
I think we just hack each other's brain because we know that we have the script. Actually, we found it.
I had to start hiding my notes from him.
We have the script. No, I do want. I'm not gonna say less. I would love the Ravens and Niners to be it, but I can't count out Mahomes. I can't. I mean, I know you would love like a disagreement here, but this is why are we?
Jason, give me the disagreement I'm thirsting for.
Yeah. Let him be the disagreeer.
What do you want to disagree on?
The picks this weekend.
So who do you guys have?
We're both going Chiefs Niners.
I mean, it's so chalk. I mean,
then argue with me.
I know he feels it too.
Okay, I mean, it's just,
Mahomes.
I mean,
it's what we always saw with Brady.
Okay, you know what? No. You know, I will say, the Baltimore defense is nasty.
Yeah,
they are nasty, and the fact that we're gonna get into it. So, the Baltimore secondary, I think they could absolutely. Besides Travis Kelce, who's obviously all world, you can't stop him. You can only hope to contain him, but everyone else. Yeah, they're probably going to get shut down. They're probably going to get shut down. Like, Conley, Rice, who else are we talking about? Like with that secondary they have?
Wait. Coleman, Rice, is Kadarius Toney going to be a factor?
I don't know. But here's the thing. Here's all I know. Mahomes, Kelce, Brady, Gronk, and that's how I feel, and you run that game. But it's just always.
But the thing with the Ravens, they have some really good safeties. They got some really good
but what
safeties.
is your take on the run game with Isaiah Pacheco coming on real freaking strong? Because as the run game develops, you don't need to rely on your pass game that much.
Well,
then you're throwing all the play actions.
Right. I think the front seven of the Baltimore Ravens is substantially better than the front seven of the Buffalo Bills. Substantially.
I was hoping you were going to pick the Ravens so we could finally have an argument and disagreement. But I just feel this is where they're best. And, like, I don't think it'll be – like, if it is this matchup, I'm not going to say it's going to be least but I think it's going to be the most, like, predictable. Like, I know a lot were like the Ravens, but, like, it's going to be one.
To be fair, the most predictable matchup is the 49ers and
I'm not going to lie.
It's not scripted.
Did you see the color of the logo?
The color, well, yeah, but then Chiefs can be like, it's not scripted. We stole the script. We wrote the ChatGPT gave us the script.
So I don't know. I might say
something. And then how much do you factor Taylor Swift being part of that script?
Everything.
Oh, God.
The NFL wrote a new script. They're like, oh, they're dating now?
I hope.
Switch slogans.
Scrap everything. Make it all red.
It's Usher and Taylor Swift
at
halftime.
Hey, see what I did there, by the way, with all red?
I saw a funny thing about, like, it should be
Thank you
Jason
for understanding
Kelsey in the
me.
halftime show, too, just dancing.
With no shirt on?
He should do, like, the Sugar Bro Shuffle. He's like, he could be a blues brother.
You probably could. 1,000%.
Okay,
he should come out as one.
Wait, what is your pick then?
So I'm going to say something that not a lot of people might. I think I'm not going to say they will, but I think the Ravens could potentially blow them out.
All right.
I'm with that.
Like I really just their defense, the whole entire the front seven, the back 5, 4, like, and the fact that they could easily double team and bracket Kelsey to the point where he's obsolete. Not obsolete. Again, you can't stop him. You're going to hope to contain him. But, like, it's like, okay, here's what we're going to do. Here's my thing. You let Kelsey catch all the ball. Like, only Kelsey. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're going to let nobody else beat us. Obviously, Kelsey's going to get his. But, like I said, nobody else scares them. Like, I just see
my
where
only
it could be
rebuttal to this is, what does Lamar's playoff resume say?
He's won it. What is he, 2-3 now?
Well, now he's a lot further than he's been before.
Right. It was one playoff win going into Sunday or Saturday.
Right, but I got 2 words for you. Todd Monken.
Dude's a genius. You're not wrong.
I know, because I'm a Georgia fan, so he came from Georgia.
All right, I respect it. I'm here for it.
You do have, like, the most variety in sports
Well,
teams.
so I went to Seton Hall University. We have no football team.
Got a good wrestling
We've been
program.
Undefeated since 1965 because we have no football team.
That's what we said for UTA Arlington. Since 1986, undefeated Mavericks. Let's go.
I love you both, but we got to get into this topic, a.k.a. the whole reason why Jason is here. Moving on from the NFL playoffs, I want to talk about where's the tissues? Where's my shot? I don't know. But we got to get into this Cowboys offseason, right?
It's going to be a lot of fun.
You being the cap expert, knowing, I got an idea of who the free agents are going into the season. I have an idea of what we need to draft and who we're looking at. But this is your bread and butter.
Yes.
This is what you do.
This is what I love to do.
So talk to me a little bit about, let's start here. Let's start with free agency.
Well, first of all, we have to start. We're $18 million over the cap right now.
Well, that's good.
There.
That's a good start.
And the most important part about it is Dak Prescott's a $59 million cap hit, number 2 in the NFL.
Yeah.
Number 2. I did not know that. I thought he was. I knew he was at least
I think
top
Deshaun
5
Watson's
too.
number 1.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yikes.
Yeah, that was a huge contract.
All guaranteed.
Just to watch Joe Flacco just do his
I don't know how he massaged that out of them.
Oh, wow. Look at this. Bang. Let's go.
But, yeah, 59. Like,
$59 million. And the worst part is it's the last year of his deal.
Uh-huh.
There are void years on his deal, which so just so you guys know, if we did not sign Dak Prescott, if he just walked away as a free agent, so in 2025 he still would count for a $36 million cap hit.
Noted.
That's like a baseball hit. I mean, it really is. Like, that's massive.
That was the exact same hit that Tom Brady
ridiculous.
had for the Bucks.
Okay.
After he won the ring.
Okay, but that makes sense. I'm okay with that. If I'm getting Super Bowl rings, I'll pay you whatever.
Right. Yeah, so right now we're $18 million over. I mean, and it really just comes down to what the Cowboys want to do as far as restructuring and everything like that. So just so everyone understands, when you hear about a restructure, it's not they're changing their entire contract. Basically what they're doing is, I mean, I'll just make numbers easy. Let's say a guy makes $10 million a year and they want to restructure him. Well, they'll take $8 million of that and turn it into a bonus. So let's say the guy has 2 years left on his deal. It'll spread over the next 2 years. So basically you're adding $4 million to the years coming up. It's legitimately a credit card. You're taking money from the left pocket and putting it in the right pocket.
Excuse me, what is this?
So, what do we got there?
Some more green tea shots.
Oh, here we go.
Because we're talking about money, so.
And how much we don't have.
Yes.
Thanks, darling.
All right. Well, here we go to
Okay.
that money that we need to figure out that we're going to get for some of these guys, right?
Yeah.
I regret my joke.
And we're wearing green. We're rocking the Stars, by the way. Play tomorrow night. Anyways.
Yep.
That shot was brought to you by my fiance.
Thank you, Steven. Thank you. Oh, he went to the bathroom.
But yeah, he lives to make my life hell. Just kidding.
So yeah.
But we have fun together, so that's what matters.
But yeah, so like again, 18 million over right now. There are obviously a lot of players that we can restructure to get underneath there. I was, just looking at some things, and I mean, obviously, like you can restructure Dak again, but then just the only problem that sucks is if you restructure him and he doesn't re-sign with us, that $36 million cap hit for the year he's not here will just go up more. It'll just go up more. So I mean, it's really about right now how much Jerry and Stephen Jones want to go all in.
Yeah.
So if they want to go,
kind of like the Rams did several years ago.
I mean,
Yeah.
My thought
Philly,
here is, if not Dak, then who? Because Dak is a quality quarterback. Dak is easily top 10. Some of us could argue top 5 if you give us the time, but I'll say top 10 for now.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying, give the man everything he wants. He deserves everything because, he's not perfect. But who are you going to bring in if it's not Dak, right?
Yeah.
So I'm okay with saying, all right, let's bring in a new deal. Let's make sure he's locked up long term because we don't have a high draft pick. We're not going to trade for anybody. And you brought back Mike McCarthy as head coach, so you can't.
what do you mean? We got Trey Lance.
Well, my little thing with that is everyone thinks he's like the next guy. He's still the number 3 quarterback.
Okay, no. First of all, let me get even started on that. So, so I don't know if
Open a can of
here we go.
I don't know if everyone knows this, but he has a 5th-year option coming up that the Cowboys have to exercise a year before. So this coming offseason,
He could be a good
they have
trade.
to decide whether they're going to pick up about a $25 million cap hit or not for his last year of his deal.
I mean, but that comes down to Cooper Rush, right? What does Cooper Rush want to do?
Oh,
Cooper
I
Rush
mean-
is our age. If Cooper Rush decides
he's
he
on
wants to
2-year deal,
walk
too.
or whatever, then I guess it makes sense to keep Trey Lance on the roster.
Well, here's the thing right now is if you want to make cap space, Cooper Rush is probably gone.
I was thinking that too, and I was
agree.
like, if you want to do anything, if you want to even entertain Lance, because I was thinking in the beginning, it's like, oh, this could be potential like trade. Let's see how this season plays out. But regardless, for those that are so going on Lance and not knowing anything, then okay, you have to move on from Rush, and we have to see what he can do this coming August. Because I could tell you also, once again, like Jerry's, 82, 83?
Yeah.
He's not going to just rebuild the whole freaking thing. Now,
And you
maybe
don't
you go
need to
and you
rebuild
don't.
it.
And maybe you can find someone later round to be that third because, Will Greer's, if you do move on from Rush. But there's no other franchise option out there. Everyone's pretty much locked in. And no guys that are going to be a significant upgrade. And
But-
Jerry's looking at win now.
Okay, quarterback aside, there's a lot of free agents coming up.
Right.
Tyron Smith, Rico Dowell, lots of different guys.
Todd Biotish, too, right? He's
Yep.
Biotish is
Biotish
a
is
free
done.
agent. Yep. And then you got it on the defense, understanding what's going to happen with Leighton Vander Esch's situation, understanding Stephon Gilmore's situation. There's a lot of moving
All of our
parts.
safeties are gone pretty much.
Jaron
Curse,
Yeah. Is Donovan
Hooker, Donovan Wilson, they're all
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah, they're all
Yeah.
gone.
Everyone's
So-
gone this year. I think the only guy we have on is Bell, and he was a
Yeah.
linebacker this year.
Sorry, that was douchey. I'm really sorry.
Let the bell toll.
Anyway, get him a shot for that one.
So
That's okay.
I
It's a
hate
shot
you
you
for
don't
that.
take.
I hate you.
Well,
for
we're
that one.
taking shots at these linebackers anyway.
Anyway, okay, so Jason, talk to me. Who are we going to strive to keep? Who are we going to let go? Like, where's your head at with all
well,
that?
I mean, so first of all, I mean, it's all going to come down to restructuring because we have to restructure a lot of deals to get under the cap. So, like, you could do a guy like Steele, which okay. Again, the point with restructuring that sucks is like you have to do it with guys that you think will be good at the end of their contract because it's going to inflate.
What if you go incentive based on the restructure? Can't you
do
make
that.
up?
No.
Can't you make up the difference
You
with
can't do
saying
that.
like if you start a certain amount of games, you weigh a certain amount of?
That's doing a completely new contract, and no player's going to agree to that.
Okay, so I thought incentives were a big deal. My bad. Okay.
Yeah, no, you
okay,
can't
okay,
restructure.
Okay.
Yeah, basically, once you restructure, it just turns into prorations throughout the rest of the contract. So, I mean, they could restructure Steele. They could do Dak. Unfortunately, they could still restructure him, but it will push more money in the void years. So, restructure him, they could save about $20 million. All right, that already puts you at $2 million over the cap. Then you could do Steele. You could do Zach Martin as well because he has some void years left. So basically, you have to look at the guys that have a lot of money left that still have a lot of years. So, I mean, there is something where you could do a lot of flip switching and everything like that to where we could open up about $50 million in cap space.
Here's a name. What about Gallup? Like,
Okay, Gallup, part of my thing would probably be cut.
Yeah.
And not even that. And no, here's the worst part about it. He'd be what we call a pre-June 1st designation.
that's what I was thinking.
And so basically what happens is you take his dead money and split it over 2 years. So it'll save about $9 million, but in 2025, he's not on the team. It'll be like a $6 million cap hit.
That's crazy you brought him up because I was thinking that I was going along the same wavelength because I always called Michael Gallup trade bait, but given the season that he had, he's not really trade bait anymore.
Right.
So I'm glad you told me that.
Yeah, so I mean, you hope he just comes, like maybe the confidence wasn't there because of his knee and everything like that. Maybe a year after the surgery, maybe he's a little more confident and everything. I mean, that's all you can hope for. But I mean, in this situation, I would plan him to be a pre-June 1st designation.
Well, and once they got, which we all wanted after that Niners loss, got Cooks cooking, which the veteran, I mean, it just, and then
He said Cook's cooking.
here we go, another shot. But also, I always thought that number 3 guy, and they said that this is what they were looking for, was Tolbert. You know, I know last year wasn't much production, but here it was. Like, you can see he could be that guy. So, yeah, it's going to be very interesting. I'm interested in see what they do with Pollard, too. Like, what is that going to look like?
Or, like,
I
what's
think he's
available
gone.
out there
I
for
think
us
he's
to
gone,
get.
too.
Because, honestly, like, we need an actual running back, not a guy who can catch passes, not a guy
No.
who can break ankles. I want a guy who can run somebody the fuck over. Sorry.
Well, I mean, personally, I would love Saquon Barkley.
I feel like Saquon is, like, edgy enough that he would go to a division rival.
Saquon and Donald together? Can
And
you
here's
still
the
have
thing,
him?
like if you're really smart, and because I mean, I did a study So like I compared way back in the day, I compared Dak's contract to Wentz, and just the simple fact that he played 8 games in Texas where there's no state income tax, he made like $30 million more than Wentz. Just on that fact alone.
That's crazy,
So,
but that
like,
makes sense.
so, like,
Saquon, just tell me what you need. I got you.
So come here for $8 million, and you're basically making like a $10 million contract anywhere else that has a state income tax.
What's Jets receiver talked about that? He was just like, yeah, with the income tax.
Oh, you're right, in Hard Knocks.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
fudge.
yeah. He's like the
Ah.
income tax just gets me.
Lazard?
I think
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
Lazard.
yeah,
I
it's
think
like-
it was.
He's like, that's the only thing. And, well, I mean, and then Aaron's coming from California. That's another big one too. When you don't think about that all the time. We do if we're going to these states, but
Yeah, but it's so crazy. Like when you're making millions and millions of dollars, like the difference between 8 and 10 million state to state, that's wild to me.
And then maybe you consider the cost of living and everything down here versus up in New York, like New Jersey. Like anyway. So
okay,
I'd
so
love
this
for
is
Saquon to
yeah,
come here
this
for
is
like
our
$8
official
million.
plea. Like Saquon, come to Dallas.
Come on, Saquon, come on.
yeah, you know, my other one, but I don't know that it's gonna because he might want a lot at Derrick Henry. I would love to have him that big. That big.
That man
power
is thirsty
bod.
for Florida. Leave him alone.
No, that's okay.
I mean,
Florida's a lot
yeah.
of fun. I mean, I would love to have it. If it's him or Saquon that I would love. Or what do you guys think about Josh Jacobs if he is out there? It
So
sounds like-
the first word that comes to my head when you say Josh Jacobs is injury prone. I'm sorry.
Well, same
He
with Saquon.
is. Yeah, but Saquon's
Yeah.
got great quads.
okay,
Quadzilla.
that's how that kind of get hurt too, right? But
No, I know
she likes his squats.
I know Saquon's injury prone as well, but
This is why those contracts are going down on running back.
Right. No, it is. And, I mean,
Even Derrick
I
Henry
feel
is
you know what
so
it is?
seen right now.
I mean, it's more of just like you need a guy like Christian McCaffrey now that
Yeah.
can do it all. Like he can line up outside, he can line up anywhere, you can line him up anywhere.
And the
That's what
crazy
you
thing
need
is
guys to
that's
do.
what they thought they were getting with Tony Pollard.
Well,
And
the thing is,
that
Skip
wasn't the
Pete
case.
before he left, he was like, Tony Pollard is not an every down back.
No, he's not. Absolutely not.
I don't want to jinx him though, but I mean, for a while, Christian and Saquon, they were in that same boat paddling together about
Injuries,
prone.
right,
But
yeah.
he got to California, he's like, woo,
California sunshine.
a winning team, and he's like, my
Saquon,
knees
I
work.
have this really great doctor here in Dallas.
Is that Dr. Mann?
It is Dr.
Shout out Dr. Travis Mann. He will help you. He will.
But yeah, you know what? It has to be the right situation.
Yeah.
New York was relying on Saquon a lot. Daniel Jones got hurt. You go through other quarterbacks. Saquon in the Dallas offense might actually be a better fit.
Like, how would he not be excited? Like, you actually got receivers here.
And we saw this
Yeah.
with Murray to
Wait,
Eagles.
20 carries a game? Max?
Max.
Fuck yeah.
Well, and that's the thing too for the Dak. Man.
20 touches.
for the Dak naysayers and all that, well, let's go back to 2016. Let's go back to 2018 where he does have that bell cow, that person that he can have that. That's one thing. The run game all season has been shit. So
the run game is the reason why we weren't as successful as we should have been.
well, run game's another reason why we got those three Super Bowls.
So we can be in therapy forever on this. But let's move quickly. Let's do drafts. Like, what are you? Draft day is coming.
Right.
We got time. I still have to watch Draft Day. I
love that movie.
Dude, I watch it before every draft, like NFL draft, and I watch it before every fantasy football draft.
It's so dramatic, though.
But it's the greatest Cleveland Browns draft ever, though.
Yeah, I guess.
Levante, no matter what.
They kept Superman, Tom Welling, as their quarterback. They're Tony Romo.
Yeah, they're Tony Romo. I know, it speaks so hard to me.
Man.
Even though it's about the Cleveland Browns. Anyway, all right, as the Dallas Cowboys, who are you targeting in the upcoming draft?
I don't know who, but, like, for me.
Okay, what are you targeting?
Right, for me, look, every draft, I'm starting in the trenches. That's where I'm starting. That's where the NFL, that's where the game starts in the trenches. So, like, I'm looking for offensive linemen, defensive linemen, like, every time. That's where especially with our, like, look, we were soft as pudding through the middle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, we need to, and then not even that. I don't know why the hell this happened, but they drafted Mozzie Smith at 330, right?
Yeah.
Why did they make that man lose 30 pounds?
Yeah. we need
Can
you
you
to
explain this? I really need an explanation for this because we needed a run stopper. And dropping in the 290, his game is not speed.
Yeah.
You drafted him out of Michigan because he was a strong-ass dude.
The dude pushes 800 pounds. Like, it's crazy. Like, he does. Like, he literally has a video. I was like, this guy's crazy.
I took that in a whole different direction than
Yes.
what you meant it to be.
Oh, God.
Right.
Wait, get your mind out of the
You know
gutter.
what?
Get your
Sorry,
mind out of the
not
gutter.
sorry.
But, yeah, so that, I mean, and I'll be honest, this draft, I mean, we all know the Cowboys are great at drafting and everything like that, but I think we could all agree that this draft, well, look, you don't want to judge a draft in its first year, but this is probably the least producing draft we've had since that Wade Phillips draft when we drafted nothing but special teams guys.
And you know what makes me cry a little bit? Because I know we were all talking about tight end, and Sam Laporta's right there, and his ceiling is super high.
Okay, but like we're good with Jake. I'm not worried about the tight end position. Jakey is great. Stop it right there.
Laporta and Jake Ferguson together, they'd have been bashing brothers on that.
No, you can't have both.
No, but you know what though? I will say this. The reason why we got Schoon is what we missed and when that blocking. I get that. I think the first round pick is going to be a little 50-50 for,
I mean,
especially right now. But we still have Hankins, one more year?
Okay, so actually, you know what? I do have a guy. So I was listening to the draft show, Brian Broaddus and them, and he was very adamant about this center from Oregon, right? They actually put him at defensive tackle once, and he had 3 tackles. Like, that's the kind of guy we need. We need a gritty MFer.
I'm gonna roll with you on this one because I agree with you.
Powers, I think his name was Powers. Yes, and the name was Powers.
Yeah, you're destined to be in the trenches with a name like Powers. But I will say this: I'm going to agree with you. I think run defense is the biggest hole we have on the team.
Exactly.
Because you got Trayvon coming back, you got Deron Bland, who's been an interception monster, an absolute ball hawk. Maybe we're not the fastest, maybe we're not the sneakiest, maybe we don't blitz enough. But I feel like if you upgrade your run defense, that doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
Well, that's been our
right.
biggest kryptonite for
ever.
Remember
Since Jason Garrett?
People forget. Remember
The clapper?
who
Since
was it?
then.
Anderson, Rams, just running. When Gurley went out.
Yeah. Was it C.J. Anderson?
Yeah, just all over us. Just a boulder.
Oh my God.
Just a boulder. We're
They
like,
had
who's
2
this
running
guy?
backs that year, and they put the bigger one in, and he
bulldozed.
200+ yards.
Yeah.
In a playoff game.
Well, and even what we always see with Aaron Jones. No, I agree. I mean, we need to
Dude, we need to short the middle. We need to short that, and then there's a guy from the Alabama linebacker, Braswell, 6'4", 255. He can cover. He's good in short burst areas, but I just don't know if he'll be there. He probably won't be there. That's facts. But still, I mean, like, these are guys that we need to identify. And look, if we need to trade up this year, we'll trade.
We can agree on defense being the priority, not offense.
Right. Absolutely.
It will be, but it'll be interesting because we don't know the coordinator situation. I mean, but okay, let me ask you this real quick since we're on the defense. If Quinn is gone, obviously he's out there. How do you guys feel if he's not taken with them? Al Harris maybe being that guy?
No,
or
I want
do you wanna
Wink.
go up?
I want Wink.
I was going to say Al Harris is
Wink
good at what
Martindale.
Al Harris
Yeah.
does. I don't
The guy
want
from
him
the
to.
Giants. They
that's-
agreed to part ways. Let's get Wink in here. He loves to blitz. Let's go. You know what I mean?
I
We
just-
need
I-
someone
I-
who's uber aggressive.
I
totally
agree with
agree.
you. I
I just
want
see a lot of
aggressive
love on
personality.
there, so I want to get your guys' opinion on that.
You know what my opinion is on, head coach and coordinators. Get
You
me the
wanted
young
Wade
hot
Phillips, no
guy.
joke.
Get me the young hot guy that's not afraid
She's like
of
my
anything.
mom. My mom picked her favorite team based on the quarterback's
no,
butt. Like,
don't
you know
even
what
go
I mean?
there.
That is
I'm a smart
that is
girl.
asinine.
Shout out to my mom. Shout out to my mom.
No, but I'm with you. I want the guy that's going to take the risk. I want the
Yeah.
guy that you don't have to blitz 60% of the time,
We-
but I would like to see more aggressive play. I
And we
feel
lacked
like
a lot of
Dan
that
Quinn plays
urgency.
it very, very safe. Dan Quinn knows who all his players are. He knows who all of their strengths are, but it stops there. I want the guy that's going to push you over the hump. I want the guy that's going to get in your face and be like, shut the F up on your
Chris
effing
Richard?
podcast.
No, you
Not
know what?
him.
You know what I want?
You're
Like,
throwing my groove off right now. Seriously.
I throw a lot of people's
As a coach, your job is to bring the best out of your
Yeah.
players.
right.
You don't let them just coast and be mediocre. Micah Parsons is a great player. Micah Parsons needs a fucking foot up his ass to do better. I'm tired of hearing him complain.
I mean, he's only one guy though.
Yeah, there's other
Are you
guys that don't
really
either.
falling for this shit?
Yeah,
I mean, what do you want him to
What do
do?
you want?
You
There's
put him on the
others.
right
Well,
side.
like,
I'm
if
sorry.
he's
put him on the
not-
right side.
Did
yeah.
Lawrence Taylor complain?
Well, no,
Lawrence Taylor could
had
do
Bill
whatever he
Bel-
wanted. There
Did
was
you
no
know- do you-
defensive penalties
Hold
back
on, hold on.
then.
Do you know who his defensive coordinator was? Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
And that's where it comes to coaching, and I'm not wrong, so
No.
shut up.
No, well, there's also one coach too that we're still gonna have. That's also not gonna bring that. And every time I hear we weren't ready, it was like Kevin Hart, we weren't ready. Mike McCarthy, but he's back. So
Like I said, I want a coach that brings out the best of my players, who's going to push them over the edge,
I
not
just
just let
want
them
someone
be
to
them.
take a risk because, like, during the
That's what that-
look,
here's one.
Yeah.
Brian
we
Flores.
were getting gouged in the Green Bay game. You
Oh,
know what?
yeah.
You know, I don't care at this point. Put 8 men in the box. Put 8 men on the line. Forget in the box. Put 8 men on the line and put just
Yeah.
one-on-one on the outsides. Like,
I felt like he checked out with that game. I felt like he's like, I got 7 interviews from LinkedIn.
dude, I
ready
saw
to
them in
go.
a 3-3
Yeah.
defense. A 3-3 format. Isn't that like that's like Big 12 defense?
Okay, whatever the case is, we seriously all agree that something on the defense needs to change. We're
We need to
very
show up the
comfortable
middle.
with the
We
offense.
need to show up the- we need to show up the defensive tackles,
Exactly.
the linebacker, and safety. And a safety I would love to get is my man
I'm right there. I
Javon
think-
Ballard from Georgia. Let's
I
go.
think our defense got overhyped this year, and there has been a lot of times where even that Seattle game, like there's not that urgency, there's not that aggressive, So we need a change.
We do need the change. But in the meantime, here we are at Harwood Tavern. We're probably going to get some more drinks and hang out for a little bit. But thank all of you guys for tuning in. Like I said, check the website, pouringtakes.com. Send us your thoughts. Who are you drafting in this upcoming draft in May? April? What is it? I don't
In
know.
April. End of
So I go
April.
every year. I don't know.
Yes, you do go every year.
I was going to mention that.
I don't know if I'm going to go this year though, because it's in Detroit, man.
Oh.
I mean, it's going to be.
If they win the Super Bowl, you know
Yes.
you're going.
Maybe,
gonna
maybe.
be-
But it's
like
going
I
to be
said-
so cold. It's going to be so cold.
The end of April, it gets to that cold?
Oh, it's still
Oh,
freezing
really?
up north. And
I
you're not
couldn't
gonna-
go.
We don't do the north. They
And
have
we're not
lakes
even
up
talking
there.
up north. We're talking
I'll
like
do a Microsoft Teams
really
draft
up
party
north.
there.
You know what I mean?
But yeah, anyway, looking forward to seeing what the draft holds for us. Looking forward to what our fantasy football situation is
Yeah.
going to be next year. Jason, we're going to definitely have you on for draft week. Thank
Awesome.
you so much for coming to hang out with
Thank
us.
you so much for having me.
And y'all have a great week. We will
Thank
see you after Championship Sunday.
And thank you again, Harwood Tavern.